Screen. Big collectibles right here. If you like free stuff, subscribe. We're constantly giving stuff away. Join the Discord. We talk all things collectibles. We talk about what's good grabs, what's good buying opportunities. You know, it's a great community. Come and join us. Link in the description for that and for the Big Collectibles NFT project and for the Dokta Strange NFT music hip hop NFT in the description. You can find the collection for both. Also, by the end of this video, you're going to discover a little bit about Top Shot, NBA Top Shot, the NFTs. What was going on back in the days? What is going on with it now? Because I know a few months ago, this was mucho caliente, huge. People were going crazy and fuego. Is that right, Strange?
Absolutely, man. And starting to see a little resurgence now, actually.
Okay, so were you in NBA Top Shot from RIP when they came out, or how did that play out?
Yeah, same thing with Veve, like not the very beginning, but I was there pretty much at the start of Series 2.
So did you get how do I say this? So were you able to get in and flip some of these NBA moments?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Just like I was saying about the DraftKings NFTs, man. There were times when I definitely needed some cash, and I looked at the moments, looked at the values. Wow, I had one moment. It was a gold moment actually in this pack. It was like one of the first rare packs that they did, and I had a like pretty low mint gold moment. Not of like even a great player, you know what I'm saying, but just because the mint was so low, um, sold that for a couple hundred. It was definitely like a couple hundred. And that right there alone showed me like, wow, okay, this is real. I spent like $100-something on the pack. It was like 109 or something weird. But that one moment made up for that. And I still had, 2 or 3 other moments that it came with. So yeah, man. At that time, the cash out process was a little different. I think it was like more expensive than it is now. Now it's like a flat rate of $25. I think at the time it was like based on a percentage or something crazy. So, it ate up a decent amount in fees.
So right now, when you want to take out your money, you can sell as many as you want, but when you pull your money out, they're going to charge you $25.
Correct. So it's like, you got to make sure it's even making sense, So
Wow.
it's, I think people are going to have a rude awakening with Veve too. Everybody's in a rush to cash out, but they do it on a percentage. Yeah, man, cashing out 70 G's or something crazy, it's going to add up, man.
So, okay. So let's get ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start the video. We are looking at you about to open up an NBA Top Shot moment. So let's rock with it.
Oh, we're opening a pack.
Yeah, opening a pack. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's different types of packs. It says base. Okay, this is it. It's happening right now, right?
Yeah, it's base set. I don't know what series it is. Series 3, release number 4. Usually got the nice music playing, you know what I'm saying, but we don't have any audio.
Okay, Pacers.
Not from Brogdon.
Look at that. Step back, drive to the hole, strong finish, layup.
On ball.
Against, yeah. Very nice. And it shows the game, the score.
Right.
The final, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, underneath that, if you go to description, it puts in context like what was happening during the moment too.
Oh, okay.
So like there's a Trey Young moment later on, I think I might show. And that was from one of the Knicks games, the playoff game, where he like shushed the crowd or whatever.
Oh God.
So we got
And
different.
this one, I think this is beautiful around the back.
That was sweet. That was sweet.
Oh man, that is nice.
I actually last night, all these moments that I opened that we're looking at, they're all for sale right now.
You just put them up for sale last night?
Yep.
If you don't mind me asking, do you recall what the total was?
No, because they didn't all sell. Only one of them was sold so far. It was a Joe Ingles, sold for $5.
So when you posted them, were they all like $5? I'm just curious.
You post them for what you want, but the floor on them were like $3.
Okay.
All these are commons. See how it says CC? Those are commons.
Okay. Okay.
And they're from a new pack. So it's like between the edition size and it not being like season 2 or season 1, it's not going to have a lot of value. So
I bet
basically,
you this is the one that sold. Is this the one that sold?
no, the one that sold was Joe Ingles. So I
Okay.
ended up pulling. I don't want to give it away, but we end up pulling 2 of these toppings. So I have one for sale and I'm keeping the other one just because I collect all the nicks. I have all the nicks.
Yeah, man, you have to, man. I mean, this is nice, man. And just because it's a dunk, it doesn't add to the value of this NFT, this NBA Top Shot.
Not necessarily, but I'll say in general, from what I noticed, the layups seem to be the less valued. The blocks, it's just like real life. Like there's way less blocks that occur in a game than shots. So there's less blocks, it looks like, and they seem to be more important moments. So I'd say the blocks and the dunks hold value. Layups and assists are kind of on the same level. But in general, they aren't really weighted on that type of scale. It's more about, are they commons or LEs, limited editions? What's the mint count? And then it's like, how monumental was the moment? Because like they have the LeBron James dunk, which it's a common moment. It was many mint sizes, but it was the one where he did Kobe Bryant's dunk. You know what I'm saying? In a home game, whatever. You know. So yeah. Oh, one of these sold too. Was it the James Harden? No, it was Montrezl Harrell. I don't know if he was still in my portfolio here when we shot this, but his moment sold for like $67. There's the Joe Ingles, one of them, but I don't know. This isn't the one for sale. This one of them. It's a limited edition.
Very cool. So this is obviously we're looking at your portfolio in NBA Top Shot. Some of the NFTs that you have in your collection.
Yeah,
You got Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, some Knicks right there.
So that Ken Birch actually listed that, but I listed it like for a high price just because it's the last mint number set, 39.9.
What is the NBA Top Shot moment that you have sold for the most money or received the most profit for?
Again, that was the one when I first kind of started. It was that gold moment. Um, it sold for like, I don't know, high 200s, close to 300. I don't
Wow.
remember who it was though, but I think it was like Lonnie Walker or somebody from like the Spurs. It was definitely a Spur, someone young, like a new player.
And people mentioned that they made a lot of money with NBA Top Shot, and then things were selling for crazy.
Yeah, at one point, man, it was out of control. And that's the thing is like, even if you're not into it, if you have money, it's just like Veve. Like it will behoove you to still participate in the drops and get the packs. And then at the end of the day, like it would also behoove you to keep an eye on these challenges and stuff if you can, or at least use an app or a website like Live Token, which, once it's connected with your profile, you pull it up, it shows you all your moments. It shows how much you paid for it, how you got it. Did you buy from the marketplace? Did you rip from a pack? It shows you all that, and it'll show you like, is it up plus 60%, or 60, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So you can kind of gauge like when's a good time to sell your stuff if you want to. which is important because like there could be a player who's a common.
There it is.
Yeah, it's a
There it is.
player. There goes the range and fathomable, 38 points. Oh, this was against the Clippers though.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, against the Clippers. Okay.
Yeah, I think well that's what it was. It was because he pulled up from the logo, and I think the logo was it was something with the logo design that night too. So they don't mention it in the thing, but that's the significance of it too. I can't remember what the hell I was just talking about.
Man, I mean, I'm sorry I distracted you.
This is the Steph Curry dance, Three Amigos, whatever.
Oh my God. I mean, I love the fact that these NBA moments will be able to sit back and have them playing on the wall in your virtual metaverse home, man. I just dig that. I love it, especially now
Yeah,
I got Oculus. Like I was mentioning, you know what? I never even finished that thought. In the other video we made,
yeah. I
you
was saying
know.
there was the Montrezl Harrell moment. I scrolled past it, but that one sold after we made this video. But that
But
was
yeah, man.
$60. You know. Oh, what I was saying before too is sometimes the reason why you want to keep an eye on these moments, even the cheap ones, is because what they do is they come up with these challenges, and this is something I hope Veve does. Is what they do is like they'll make a challenge, and then they'll be like, you need 5 moments from this team, let's say, or a certain player. You know what I'm saying? And then if you can complete it within a certain amount of time, you'll get an exclusive numbered NFT that nobody else can own. So the thing is they'll kind of create a bottleneck where to complete the challenge, you need that same guy that was like a common and going for nothing. Yeah, that was crazy. I almost sold this moment, and then when I watched it, I was like, nah, I'm keeping it. So sometimes I like, even if the moment's cheap, I'll keep it if it's something crazy. It was,
No, yeah, hell yeah.
that was crazy, man.
Oh
On
my
Hawk too.
goodness. That's hard, man. He blocked them hard, like bro. Man.
And what I like about Top Shot too is a lot of the moments that they make are based on like people in Twitter, you know, the community on Twitter. So like as the games are happening, people will retweet the moments and tag Top Shot. Like, yo, you got to make a moment of this. You got to do this one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So a lot of these were based on, you know, us watching, you know.
I mean, look, um, what you were mentioning about Veve doing the whole competition thing, like, oh, 5 NFTs or NBA moments from one team as a competition. I think that would be great for Veve to implement to their master collector program because being able to benefit from that. And again, I'm not so much a set guy, but I could see it being dope. Oh, if maybe if you have X, Y, and Z, you get this, whatever. I think that's a nice little added bonus, a little bit added feature that they could add to the Veve Marketplace app.
I got to admit, I was a little disappointed after the 12 days of Veve that they didn't do any airdrops because it was like there were one or two things that was speculated on that could have warranted the airdrop. And then one of the final ones was the group. Like, you know, that set is an odd set because it has a common, uncommon, and then an ultra rare. There's no rare.
Mm.
When people peep that and then the drop happened, everybody's like, yo, like me, I didn't even plan on completing the set. I didn't go into it thinking I have enough gems to complete the set. It was like I got the ultra rare on the drop, and then I just went in, and in the marketplace they were letting the uncommon go mad cheap and the common go mad cheap. So I just got the other two, and I was like, wait a minute, I just completed the set in like 5 minutes. Didn't even struggle on the marketplace for once. but I'll take it. I was like, cool. And then,
Win.
next thing I start realizing, I'm like, wait, it's common, uncommon, and then ultra rare. I'm like, where's the rare? And then they say the uncommon's animated, but really it's just the light splash. He doesn't move. So if you notice, most of the things that they make animated, there's two real animated versions in there. It's usually the secret rare and the ultra rare. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be one missing. So everybody was like, yo, if you hold all three over the weekend or by Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Santa will drop you the rare. And it's like, yo, they didn't show up again. Like, Veve been letting me down. Like, oh man, they holding a lot of collectibles and like that. I'm gonna keep it 1,000, bro. Like, for how much stuff they keep and how much giveaways they saying they doing, that 12 days of Veve was weak, bro.
Right.
Especially when you giving away physical collectibles in replacement of what could have been even more digital collectibles, because you should be holding a lot. They should have been giving away Marvel Comics #1, Journey Mystery #1, like one rare, one uncommon, one of everything, bro. That wheel should have been flooded with stuff, and it should have been way more winners. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I never even spun the wheel once, man. I'm not gonna even lie.
And even that was like crazy how they rolled it out. Like, they on the one hand said you get a spin, but then like after you spin, there's things you could do to earn more spins. But then they're like, you might want to save your spins and let them build up. But then they kind of didn't explain that, like, once you spin, you can't spin for another 8 hours. So technically, you have to like plan it out a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, I ended up having mass spins in the end and no time, just because it's like one spin per 8 hours. Like, bro, in the last 12 hours or whatever, it should be however many spins I got left, I could be able to use it. Like, stop playing around.
Right. Here, you just opened up. For anybody that's watching, Strange is here opening up NBA Top Shot. We're watching pre-recorded. This is the latest NBA Top Shot that he opened. So
Yeah, these are just some basic common packs, nothing crazy really in there. Oh, Capella.
Capella, man.
Get it
I
out
really like Capella.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yeah, man. It's I like I like this whole the moments. I hope the NFL.
Right.
I've already heard about it. NFL having the same thing. Every sport should have it. I think this is going to be important for.
So what do you think about the criticism of when this first came out? I remember hearing people who didn't like the product and the project saying, well, every moment you just paid for, I could pull up on YouTube and watch.
Right. This is this is perfect opportunity for me to say that I was that person. I'm like, that makes no sense. Why you can do that? But when I realized that it was backed, or on the blockchain, and the utility would be that you can see this in the metaverse, that's when it was a game changer. When you're not educated in something, and you say a statement like that, like why would I do that? Because I can just pull it up on YouTube, or I can screenshot it, or I can screen record it, and I have it.
But you don't have it. But you don't have it. It's
Right,
not yours.
but you don't have it, and so I have, let's just say, boom, I got it on the cell phone, whatever, I can watch it whenever I want. But can I? No, I don't have it. I can't go and sell this. It's not a numbered, serial numbered asset where I can go and it has like an ID.
And fluctuates in price.
Right. And then on top of that, the reason why it does that is because there's a utility. There is a utility. It's not just, me watching it on my phone when I want to go and watch an NBA moment or whatever it is. It's the utility is Why? Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, apologize for going off camera, but this is just to prove my point. By the way, Madi, I kid you not, Madi, for months, she's had a stack of these in here. She's been telling me, oh, you got to hang these. And I'm like, you watch the kids get for 2 hours and I'll hang them for you.
Yeah, get this leveler out.
Right. I'm like, yo, watch the kids for 2 hours. Okay, so this is a picture, right? We have a stack of these. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So why does she want these up on the wall? It's because she wants the wall to be decorated. Why? Because why does she want the wall decorated? Well, because she wants it to look pretty. Why? Because it makes her feel good. Why does it make her feel good? Oh, because when she has her friends or family come through, they see the wall and they're like, oh, that's a pretty wall. I love the decorations. I love whatever. So that when you break it all down, that's why, because she's flossing. It's about flossing, right? Same thing with social media, except on a whole little scale. You post, you had gourmet dinner, or you bought this exotic car, or you bought this exotic pet, or whatever. You're flossing. The metaverse. Now, when you look at all that and you see the utility of these NBA Top Shot moments, or all these NFTs, the utility of the floss, of the in your virtual reality world. Now, when you understand that, when you understand that concept and you see that this is changing, we have gone from different levels of communication, different levels of interaction, and we're changing, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not. This is changing. It's going to a whole nother level, which is internet 2.0, which is going to be, be a whole metaverse. And
Well, I mean, what's crazy is
that just to answer your question, it was that. It's, I understand the people who say it's dumb, because I was there. I was uneducated, but when you educate yourself and you see the future, and you do this, and you investigate, and you compare, and people are going to be buying digital art, digital furniture, digital clothing, because why? Because they're doing it already. They're doing it already on these different games, different whatever, right now.
That's what the game skins is all about. Like, oh, you got the rare one. Oh, this one costs 300 to unlock, and that's what it all is.
They're
like,
doing it, and they don't even own the stupid thing.
Right. That's the thing. Now, here's what's funny too. Is behind you. You got 3 pictures on the wall. And, we're talking about bringing physical things like a basketball moment captured on the camera into an NFT space. But then it's funny how we taking NFTs and bringing them back into the physical too, but in a collection way, to where you could reduce your floss game down of your collectibles down. Like, what I mean is, like, in your closet, you might have like 500 books, you know what I'm saying? But to display them all, you know what I'm saying, you would be pulling them out one by one, putting them in front of the camera, all that. Now imagine one good time you don't, or not even, you don't even scan them books. Let's say you take your whole Veve collection, and then in all those frames behind you, it plays a montage of all your different covers. You see what I'm saying? That's where, like, it's space saving as well, as far as with your collectibles. Like, one picture frame can revolve many different family portraits now, versus it just being that one on the wall.
Right.
Still have that one picture there, but now you control everything. You can control the lighting will change when it goes to this picture, the lighting around it. You could do so much now with, where we going with the technology and the internet of all things,
And it's handed down to generations. You can hand it down. The picture of this, of us on vacation,
right? Literally.
Barbados, I think it was, and now it's on the blockchain. I give it to my kids. They can rock it, in the virtual reality place, the metaverse, all of that. you know, again, going back to it, you know, who does pictures anymore, really? You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, those days of even, you remember even when you had your phone and you started taking pictures of your phone, it was like, okay, now we got to put it on the computer. And then how are we supposed to print this out? And it was like, okay, now you're giving us printers at home that we could print this out. But it was slowly feeling like think about what photo albums are versus what they were back in the day. Like a photo album was everything. You know, a scrapbook was the number two, a diary was number three. You know, how you don't hear kids talking about that no more. A scrapbook, a photo album, none of that.
I threw, yeah, I had several photo albums, you know, and I threw them out. Some pictures that, you know, most of them, you know, that I wanted to keep, I took a picture of, and I have a digital copy of it on
Wow.
my cloud,
Wow.
you know, and now when the metaverse is in full swing, I'm gonna be, you know, putting up those special pictures of me as a baby, or of my father as a kid, or all these old school pictures that I have, you know, and I took pictures of them, so I have a digital copy of them. I'm gonna put them up, you know, and I'm probably gonna have one room or one, however it is. I'm gonna have, you know, this is like the family room where we have just this, and then in my man cave, my metaverse, I'm gonna have all the cool stuff, you know. And again, the whole Oculus thing, when I threw that thing on and I saw the virtual environment where I'm all getting dizzy, all out of whack, and I'm like, this looks so real. And seeing a TV and seeing like on my sofa and furniture, and I'm like, all that's missing is a little section off to the side where it rotates, like you said, a little collage of all these NFTs that I like, rotating, bang, 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 you know, have another room with my 3D joints or whatever it is. But I'm telling you, when I already was a believer, but man, when I put that thing on and I immersed myself in that environment, in a virtual living room, virtual house, I was like, forget it. This is it. This is it. It's so immersive, and now I'm gonna be able to go and get, you know, social media, different platforms, and interact with people and bring people in. You know, like you and I, we've never met in person, so I would be able to bring you in and be like, yo, you know, I have, let's just say my real life collection was on the metaverse. I was like, yo, man, look at this, man. Look at these cool things, you know, and you could show appreciation to that because, you know, you know about that stuff, and that's what I'm saying, man. This is where we're going.
What I think is interesting is how even an example of those pictures, those are almost like a physical analog type of thing to where if you went from having those pictures to wanting to put them in your metaverse setting, you would have to have them digitized. You would have to take a picture of them because that's what digitizes them. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, like I was watching a documentary and they were saying how certain pictures, you know, because they were taken in a whole other time period. You know, once you got to the 80s, they were able to digitize photos, you know, enhance them and, you know, mess with contrast and do all this stuff to bring out stuff in the pictures. So it's just interesting how if you skip that little part of digitizing the photos, you would have a hard time. You'd be sitting there with the photos in your hand, like, all right, how am I going to make this into an NFT now? Like I have to get it into a digital form to where, you know, you could put it in a computer and it understands that digital code and then can convert that into, you know, so it's real interesting when you really think about it. Like,
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very interesting, and the fact that we're in the very beginning, and the thing is, when everybody is on the metaverse, just like how everybody, and I use the word everybody loosely because not everybody literally is on it, but when most people are on the metaverse and they're using it as a social platform, it's going to be next level, man. A matter of fact, I'm sorry. I know we were talking about NBA Top Shot, but this is applicable, you know. I was looking, I'm going back to my experience with the whole Oculus thing. The kids wanted to play something cool, like where they can attack people, whatever, right? Like it's zombies or something, right? And I was like, all right. I haven't bought any games through it, right? So I was going through the marketplace and I saw a game and you kill zombies, right? I'm like, all right. So I click on it's free game. I'm like, all right. But when you download the game, you're downloading something that said metaverse or multiverse. I apologize, multiverse, right? I'm brand new to this thing. I'm like, all right. I download it and I load it up. It loads up into this living room, right? Let me just pause this right here. So it loads up into this living room. I mean, not lobby, should I say, lobby with big screens everywhere. And each screen, and the one right in front of you is huge. Imagine you're like in Grand Central Station, like, and the one in front of you has got this ad, like, you know, it's a real video of this dude. I didn't pay too much mind to it, but he's, you know, advertising something, obviously. And I was like, so this is what we're gonna expect. So anyway, so I noticed that one of the doorways down below was the zombie game. I'm like, oh, now it clicked. I'm like, you download this multiverse and you got all types of different environments.
Basically.
And there was one that was dating. There was one like a dating thing, like a dating section. I was like, holy crap, right? This is wild. So I start walking towards the zombie thing. And yo, I see these little things popping up, moving, and I'm like, yo, are those NPCs or are they real people? And then I start hearing voices, like people, like, you know, talking, and I'm like, oh, these are real people. And all of a sudden, somebody says, hey, what's your name? Right? I turn around, and it's a real person, and they have a picture of their profile picture on their face, so it's like a square, right? I'm like, it was this girl, right? And I'm like, oh, hello, are you real? Then she started laughing. She was like, this is your first time here? And I was like, yeah, this is my first time. And she was like, yeah, this is all real. And dude, like that, a crowd of people surrounded me. I say a crowd, it was like 5 people. They quickly came over. And they was like, oh, where you from? Where da da da. This is your first time. Have you done this? Have you done that? And I was just like, I was just like, yo, man, I'm here just to get my kids to play that zombie game that is right there. You know, like, all right, be easy, be easy. And long story short, man, I put them in the zombie game. My oldest kid played it. He was giving commands like immediately. We gotta stick together. We gotta go here. We gotta go there. And I'm like, yo, this is. So anyway, the point of my story is that this is so immersive, and I see the dating aspect. I see this whole social media aspect of this interaction so immersive. It's gonna be. It's so addicting, bro.
Right.
Sorry, I'm sorry for the ramble, but it's very powerful, this experience.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Sooner or later, you know, it'll become more readily available to more and more people. And, you know, I've seen already like what looks like Oculus knockoffs, you know what I'm saying, out there already. I'm like, this is crazy.
The thing it reminded me of is the first time I got on the internet. I'll never forget it. The first time I got on the internet, it was you had to get AOL. If I remember right, it was like an AOL disc.
Or Earthlink.
Yeah, I don't, man.
Only 2 options.
And then when you had your AOL pulled up, there was like a little box, and then you had AOL chat rooms and stuff.
Right.
So and of course that's where you went. You were like, okay, so chat rooms and this and then you're just tinkering and you're learning and you're seeing what are the capabilities. And I'll never forget the first time I went inside one, and you had different options for the different chat rooms. Like,
there's a drop down menu.
Yes. So it reminded me of that. I'm like, this is what that whole feeling of the first time somebody sending you a message or you looking at a chat thread going through, and you're like, these are real people. That same feeling of like, what? That's what I felt this weekend, that we're moving around. I could see the people's hands moving. I could, see what they look like, to hear their voice. And it was just, like I don't know who these people are, it's just straight up like you know, it was just like, wow. This is just the very beginning, man. The very beginning. You already know. Marty, you know, Marty was right there and she sees all that and she was like, man, it's just a matter of time before people are, you know, doing the
Well,
nasty.
what I say is my theory, you know, and this probably belongs on our other channel that doesn't exist yet. But my whole theory is that if you think about what the best games are, you know, it really started with like a Resident Evil where it was like it blew up because it looked real or felt real or evoked, you know, emotion. Like it was the first game that evoked fear, real fear, you know. And then the next games that boomed, why did they boom? Because they were first player, you know, first person. So that's what made like Doom, you know, and Wolfenstein and
I
certain
remember that.
games back in the day, like they almost popped, but the graphic aspect held them back to where you're like, okay, it's still a video game. So once they went back to first person, but sick graphics to where it's like, damn, this shit look real. You know, that's where it gets crazy. And they're playing off of you looking out of your own eyes and it supposedly being real. Well, what happens when you take the most realistic first person game and then hook up stuff to your body to where when you grab stuff, you really feel it in your fingers, or splash of water, you really feel it. So as we keep evolving, what we got to realize is just like with everything else we do, like the invention of the telephone and all these other devices, back in the day, we was able to talk telepathically, mentally with each other. So all we're doing now is creating physical manifestations to make up for what we used to do naturally.
Right.
So through the
Absolutely.
evolution of our technology and what we want really is to create a reality that we can go into, do all the wild stuff that we don't really want to do in real life because there's repercussions to it, and it be as realistic as possible. So basically what you're talking about in the future is creating a double version of this, of our life right now. So if that's the case, how do we not know that what we really are beings on the other side of somewhere else, and this is the game?
It's so interesting.
This is just a future version of what we're trying to do now. Like where all we're doing now leads to could be the reality we're living now. And then you could be living two parallel realities. Like a realistic looking reality that, you know what I'm saying, mirrors the same one.
It's
Because if the
so
goal in the
next level.
metaverse, because the metaverse is going to be just like the Wii and all of that. You know, when the Wii first came out, it like was like resetting Nintendo. It was like cool, remote control level, cool, but graphically, you know, left a lot to be desired in comparison to where we really were. So when I'm looking at the metaverse now, everything is simple, stick figure looking, just like that, pretty much. You know, games are very fun looking, you know, animated kitty type of games mainly. And it's mainly about it working well and being able to support thousands of people running around and doing stuff. So that's why it's simple. But what happens when you got the metaverse experience mixed with real looking, like super real looking? And then you just keep going from there.
I,
You get
I,
this,
I
you
mean,
get
that's where
real
we're
life.
going. That's
Right,
where
you
we're
get
going.
real life. That's it.
It's gonna be so amazing. But Strange, we can go on and on and on. I love talking about this,
You already
but
know.
I ran out of time, and we did 3 videos tonight. I mean, to the people watching, it looks like we just did one,
Right.
but we did 3 videos, and so you know, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you, you know, digging into the DraftKings, digging into NBA Top Shot, digging into Veve, digging into all these different platforms. And what did I miss? We did Top Shot, we did
DraftKings.
DraftKings,
Right.
and
Right.
DraftKings. We recorded all those videos tonight. We spoke about metaverse. We spoke about Veve, the future of NFTs. There's the invention of virtual reality, the metaverse. Where we're going with this? Is there? I mean, you know, is there money to be made here? Is you know, just like and I strongly say yes. You know, just like Bitcoin in the very beginning. If you were lucky
Mhm.
enough to get in and jump into this opportunity, yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just looking at, you know, what is happening, where we're heading, I really do see that that is what's going to end up happening, and the demand for these collectibles are going to be there. And as I mentioned, I had that rant about the whole metaverse, where we're going with it. Is just what I feel. It's my feeling, and like what you were saying just now, Strange. In order for us to get to what you were just saying, which is, you know, we're not there yet. We have to go through these steps.
Right.
And when we go through these steps, I think we're gonna get ahead and see the demand go up, because more and more people are gonna be coming in. That's where I think. Any last words, brother? You want to leave us with?
Oh man, all I could say is, you know, take a shot, man, if you can, on a lot of these projects that are, especially the ones that are backed by real licenses and things that have been here probably before you were born, and you could put a guess that they'll be here after you die. Um, those are the main things I'm trying to invest in. Like everything else is really risky to me. All these different, you know, portrait 2D projects and all that type of stuff. If that's your thing, you know, a lot of people got rich off of that, you know, do your thing. But not financial advice. I just feel like, you know, most of these projects we're covering are a little bit more safer, you know. Unfortunately, most of these things have already come out as far as the drops and things. So, you know, if you're able to get things out of marketplaces and stuff, get them now, because you're still within the first year of this stuff. So, you know, the more they continue to make of them, the more they'll look back at the first season of them. You know, they should be more profitable for you. So
I absolutely agree with what you said. If you're going to invest in something that is solid, that has a brand, that has a license. People are, you know, you're going to go in and invest big money in these unknown entities, these unknown brands, and I'm talking about big money. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just going with where I feel is the play would be. The play, in my opinion, would be in these brands. You know, they're not going anywhere. Even if Veve loses the license, they're never going to lose the FA. The FA is the FA. It has a date. You know, even though that it was reminted, now the date is a week ago, or whatever it was, 2 weeks ago. It's still, the FA is still going to be a date that pre-exists whatever comes down the line. You know, you can't, you know, it is what it is. That's just how the blockchain works. So, you know, license, FA, all of that, you know, it's just like you said, these brands, you're talking about Disney, Marvel, you know, so Batman, DC, you got all of these things, man. You know,
and that's why, you know, I even give Recur a little credit. Like they got some interesting IPs with Nickelodeon, you know. So now they sold up SpongeBob. That's a huge IP. You know, so I guess, hey Arnold, you know what I'm saying? But then again, you can't, I don't know if those are really shaking a stick to the Simpsons.
No, they're not. They're not. But I want to just add something to that statement, is that, you know, just like you can go into eBay and buy something, or you can go to Amazon and buy something, or, you know, or whatever. Yeah, different marketplaces.
Right.
So, you know, just there's room for different marketplaces to be successful. Recur can be successful and have their niche in whatever vertical. You know, maybe it be in whatever Nickelodeon, whatever it is. And then, you know, you have Veve playing their vertical, you know, and then you have a third one that comes out and they play their vertical, whatever that may be, you know, and then you got a fourth one. So that's where, you know what, it doesn't have to be, yo, I'm team Veve and bump that. Yo, you
Exactly.
Veve, yo, we have beef. I don't believe in that.
The days of Sony versus Sega is over, man. Or Sony versus Xbox. Like, bro, the main goal is to have enough money to get them both. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal.
I love that. I love that, because, you know, when I play video games, yeah, man, I would have both systems, man. And
right, exactly. Because they were splitting the games up too. Remember they started doing that?
yeah, man, Halo was exclusive, you know, Xbox. Drake's Uncharted was PlayStation.
PlayStation exclusive, right?
You know, you had your
It's like,
certain
yo, stop
games.
trying to divide us, man. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm gonna just get both, man.
Yeah, man. So that's where I'm at. You know, I'm not. You know, a lot of people. You know, I see in comments or I see in other content,
Right.
and you know, I'm like, yo, why does it have to be? This is gonna be Veve.
You know what I say? It's like I don't want to be a and guy. I want to be a or guy.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's all good, man. It's all good. We can, you know what? And that's why this channel right here from Rip, you know, I'm open to anything. I'm open to anything. You know, so the fact that, you know, now we've got some, you know, DraftKings, you know, we got Veve, we have NBA Top Shot. Yo, it's just recur. You know, I need to do a little bit more digging into recur. You talking about, you know, Whitney Houston joints and
Yeah,
all
we got
that.
some more coming. We got some other things coming to show to people.
So it's just, you know, again, I love it all. And again, it's just doesn't matter. It's just the marketplace doesn't matter. It's just the actual NFT. You know, is it licensed? Is it a recognized brand, person, whatever it is? And if it is, man, then absolutely, absolutely. That's where you know, if you're gonna go invest hard in, absolutely. You know, I'm not saying that everything else is gonna be garbage or whatever,
Right.
but you know, to me that's gonna be a higher risk.
Right. Right.
You know, you go drop 10, 20, 30. I see some of these things go for 40, $50,000, man.
Easy. Easy, man.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when, you know what, man? We can go on and on and on about this stuff. I love it, man. Thank you so much for setting out the time to do this. We're gonna go ahead and just end it here. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and chop it up. We've got more and more content. Stay tuned. More and more interviews. You know, I want to interview my mom, man. I want to interview my mom. She was an Archie comic book collector from back in the day.
Wow.
You know, and the fact that she is into social media and she is older.
Wow.
So I want to, you
That
know,
would be great.
that type of demographic, how they,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
we have to pay attention to all angles. We can't
Exactly.
ignore, you know, oh yeah, because you're over 60, you're out.
Yeah, nah. A
We have
lot
to
of them
pay
got
attention to
disposable.
every angle.
And a lot of them, I won't say a lot of them, but some of them have more disposable income than, you know, people would think.
Yeah.
And those are the real collectors a lot of the times, you know, because they have time and disposable income.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's an Elvis. Currently she's an Elvis Presley collector. So, but yeah, we'll
I
get
gotta
into
send
all of
you a
that.
funny. I'm gonna send you a funny Eddie Murphy clip. Speaking of Elvis, because you know he loved Elvis too. That's why he impersonated him so well. But I gotta send you this clip from the Late Show that he did, man, and he brought up some Elvis collectibles he had.
That's funny.
You
That's
might want to
funny.
repost it as like a short or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so applicable to all of that. You
Yeah,
might
man.
want to send it to your
Send it my
mom
way.
too. I got you. But all right,
So,
man, we out of here.
yeah, man. So, all right, everybody, you know the deal. Thanks for watching. Good luck in all your collectible decisions. Let them all be profitable.